Hey there! Welcome back to my channel, Libby Builds, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Aaliyah and I am a builder in The Sims 4. So today's video is a part of my Simspiration in Newcrest series in which I am using Pinterest photos to build up Newcrest from nothing. I'm really excited about this whole series that I'm doing. It's really fun doing a series in general. I hope that you guys are enjoying it as much as I am, and I apologize that it's been a little bit since our last Simspiration in Newcrest video. I don't think we've had one in February so far. So here we are, February 9th, and you've got your video. I apologize. Before we get into it, I just want to say I apologize I was not able to get a video up last Thursday. I've just been really busy and I'm still really swamped right now, so I think it was nice for me to have one day where I didn't have to stay up late trying to get something ready and really just push myself too hard. So that's kind of where my head's at, is I just needed that little break because I needed to be able to enjoy myself. So we do have this video here on Tuesday, and then I have another video going up on this Thursday that is not a part of the Simspiration in Newcrest series. It is going to be the boho apartment I built on stream last week, so stay tuned for that one. But for now, we've got this lovely house that I have called Success Suburban on the gallery. I wasn't really sure what to call it because I don't even know if this is a suburban house or not, but I didn't really want it to be a suburban either, so I'm not sure how I feel about the outside that much. I really love the inside and the backyard decorating of this house. I feel a little self-conscious about the outside, not gonna lie, and I think it's because of the wallpaper I chose. The house that I found on Pinterest, which you'll see the picture pop up a few times during the video, it has it has white wooden siding and it's all vertical, but The Sims doesn't have one that's perfectly like that. The closest one would be like the Seasons one. However, with the Seasons, they don't have a white color or one that looks white enough, and so none of them fit the vibe. So the closest I could get was a horizontal thin board, and it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I hope it still looks good because I really I want these houses to look good. They're Pinterest inspired. The whole point of them is to make them look good. So this is probably the one house that I'm the most self-conscious about, and whether or not I love the outside. However, I do really like the inside of this house. I actually stopped doing the furnishing for about a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks, because halfway through the kitchen I decided that this house needs some paranormal stuff in it, and the pack hadn't been out yet, so I waited until the pack came out, and then I still didn't have quite enough time to work on it, and so I only really got back into building it yesterday, which was the day before this video is coming out. I am doing this voiceover morning of. You can tell I'm still running behind, even though I didn't have a video up last week. I've just been so busy with school, so here we go. But there was a lot of gold I was using in this house, and I don't have Get Famous, so I was really limited on what kind of gold I could use. And so I used a lot of oranges and coppers, and hopefully it's not just really gross to you guys. I think it looks kind of fun and kind of cool. The kitchen counters do change, not the island. The island stays, but the main counters do change. Oh yeah, look, I'm changing them right now, but they actually change again after this. So I really went through a lot of different ideas with the kitchen, and so I apologize if it's just oh, the counters keep changing. But I really liked the spa day ones, so I ended up switching the bottom counters out for those to make it more blue. So I went with a very blue and orange theme for the colors. And you can see me just going through the different swatches for the wallpapers, and I ended up with this Realm of Magic tile, and it just was tall enough where you could see the little detailed line above it, and I thought it looked really cool. And we had this little extra closet space, so I made a little pantry thing, and I really am happy with that. So why don't I talk a little bit about the Sims that lived in this house. So the last house I made for this series was a starter home, so I didn't make any Sims for them. However, this one is not a starter home. I think it's like 182,000, so I mean, it's quite an expensive home. I'm gonna need to tone down some of the houses in here, even if they have Sims in them, but yeah, this one's quite expensive, but the whole reason behind that is because the Sims that live here, we've got Ellis Archer. He is like my story was that he's a dancer, but then when I was like going through and building the house yesterday, I had kind of forgotten that I had made him a dancer, and so I made him this whole DJ room. So I'm gonna say he was a dancer that wasn't finding any success in dancing, and so he went into the DJ business because he's very musical as well, and so he's got all these different instruments. He plays the piano, and so now he's kind of using his other talent of music to kind of supplement that, but he is still very, very good at dancing. His skills are quite high. But yeah, so that's Ellis Archer, and then he lives here in this house with his fiance, Griffin Clark, I think his name is. So his last name's not Archer yet, but we've got Griffin Clark, and he is a writer. So writer Griffin, he just, you know, he has a little office at the front, which you would have already seen me furnish, and it's just like a really basic office. Like, it doesn't really fit the vibes of the rest of the house. It doesn't have the same kind of furnishing. It's just kind of really small and like cozy, and I feel like while this is still his style, the rest of the house, and it's both of their styles. I really love their style in this house, but I think with the writing room, he just wanted it to be somewhere like completely like a different vibe, so that when he had to go write and stuff, it felt like he was like going somewhere, like he was escaping the house. And it's such a small little cozy space because that's just like what he wants in his like idea of writing space, and so that's kind of why I'm rationalizing that he has like tiny office. And then upstairs here in a moment you'll see we'll start doing the DJ / spare room. So this is technically a bedroom because there is a closet in it, and so there's also a pull down bed, but it is set up right now as a DJ space for Ellis, and it's got like a little computer desk too, so it's like this very like elaborate space for like recording. You've got your mic, you've got your computer, you have another computer at the DJ table, a piano, and then off on the other side there'll be like a little guitar with some seating. And so this is a very like elaborate space for his creations. And then there's like the spare bed if they had like people come over, they had a bed that they could pull down, but it also serves as just like a little bench for the room. But if you wanted to download this house off the gallery, that room could easily just delete everything in it, and voila, you've got a bedroom you can make for like kids or something. It's quite a large room actually, and I probably should have switched that room with this room because this is Ellis's mother's room. So they also live with Ellis's mother. She is an elder, and she's quite like, she's getting up there. What's her name? Abigail. And so she's really just they have a very wholesome household, the three of them, but because she's getting old, she just can't live on her own anymore. And instead of putting her in a home, they were like, well, I suppose we have this big house, we haven't been able to go into adoption yet, so like, why don't you live with us until you know and so she moved in with them, and they've just kind of been living their wholesome life. But this home is quite expensive because I kind of had the idea that this family was quite like successful, and so that's why on the gallery this house is called Success Suburban. I really didn't want it to be a suburban home, but it kind of sounds nice saying Success Suburban. Like, I think that sounds pretty nice. This is the like master bedroom where Griffin and Ellis sleep. I have to be honest, I wasn't super inspired for this room, and so I'm not sure if I quite enjoy how it turned out, but it still looks like a really nice bedroom. You've got everything you need, and then they've got their little ensuite bathroom right off of it, and I really enjoy the bathroom actually. It's quite a nice bathroom. And so there's 2 bathrooms up here actually, that you've got the ensuite there, but then this one here is actually like a little laundry room and bathroom. And even though this house is quite big and whatnot, they still have a shared laundry and bathroom that like you'll have Abigail using this bathroom because it's right next to her bedroom. Who knows, maybe this will be a point of friction in the household relationship where she's like, why do I have to use the shower in the laundry room? Why don't I have, you know, and it's like, why don't I have a bathtub? So, you know, that can always be a part of the story. If you were to download The Sims and this house, you can be like, that can be a part of your story if you wanted a little more drama. For me, I kind of imagine them as like this really cute, wholesome house, but I mean, drama is fun in The Sims, so I totally understand. And so yeah, this is the other bathroom I talked about. See, they have a little bathtub because they've got the ensuite, but I think when they got this house, they were not really planning on having Ellis's mother move in with them. Like, this was not to the plan at all. They were planning on maybe having like some kids adopted or something, and yeah, that's just not what happened, or it hasn't happened yet. Right now they're only engaged as well, so they still need to actually get married and all that fun stuff. But then I used another inspiration photo for the backyard because I needed to know what the back looked like, because I just didn't know what to do. And so I found this really cool picture. You can't really see it, but there's like the overhang. Well, I guess you would have seen it earlier when I was actually building the house, but then there was like this cute little rooftop patio sort of deck, balcony area, whatever you want to call it. And I really like that idea as a way for them to entertain. I was able to throw in a bar in this build, which I never do, but I figured like for someone who, or like a couple who like they're famous without get famous. Like they've written, like one of them's been writing novels, the other one is like a DJ and who like was a dancer and who was probably on Dancing with the Stars at some point or something like that. That they would have a nice entertaining space, a lot of entertaining space. So you've got this upper platform here, which is kind of cute and just like very fun. And I used like the eco lifestyle, I don't even know what those are called, the slat things to kind of make a tall fence like that. And then I also used the little candle wall light things from Spa Day just to complete the wall, and I think it just looks so cool up there. That's my favorite place of the house, I think. But then you've still got more entertaining space down here where you've got like your little outdoor dining space, and next to it there's gonna be like a little seating space as well. And then there's more seating down off of the deck with a little barbecue area, and then there's a pool. Like they've got so many entertaining spaces, and I think this is a lot where like the bulk of the cost of the home came in, is all these different entertaining spaces. But I think it's kind of realistic. Someone who's famous, they've made some money off of their like work, that they would have such an elaborate home. And even though it's kind of like a suburban style, they've still got like all this fancy elements to it that they've added to the home. It's kind of more so they moved into a suburban home and they've completely like been renovating it. And while like you can see their personality so much more in the furnishings and in the backyard, where they've kind of upgraded the backyard from just a plain grass area, but you can see it less so with the front facade of the home. And because that's something that you can't really always choose, you can change things, but I don't think they were like, we need to change this house. Like it's a perfectly fine house on the outside. I think they just like really wanted to put their money in on the inside to kind of make it really just fitting to their style. And I just made some gardens here and there to kind of fill it up with some space with some flowers and some greenery and I made like the rock gardens as well. But here's their little pool they have. It's not like a fancy shape or anything. It's literally just a rectangle. But then they've got like another little seating space here with lounge chairs. I was like, what are they called? But yeah, and so now you can just watch me. I'm doing some more landscaping on the front. At the very end of the video, you'll see me going, oh, there's no staircase up to the front of the house. And I'll put that in right at the end. But yeah, I almost forgot. But yeah, I think this is a really like wholesome house, and like Ellis, for example, he's family oriented and he just wants to find his soulmate, which I think he's found with Griffin, and he's creative, he's a dance machine. Griffin, he's kind of gloomy, and I feel like that fits writer vibes. He's a perfectionist, a bookworm, and his like aspiration is to be a best-selling author. And then we've got Abigail, who is self-assured, neat, and proper, who just wants to have a successful lineage. So who knows, maybe that'll be a point of drama in the house, is that she wants a successful lineage, and maybe she's a little more conservative with the whole idea that her son is gay and that they'll be having an adoption in the family if they want to have more family. But I don't know, up to you if you download the family. But for now, I'll leave you to watching the tour, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.